right, so then after you've got those on there, go ahead and clip and make sure that you round those off so that you don't hurt yourself. Okay, and then of course, just like you did before, kind of adjust them where you would like them, and then you're going to give them the smash with your flat pliers so that they don't move around quite as much. Now, if they do move around and didn't get your wrapping tight enough, you can take a little bit of E6000 and just kind of put a little dab with the toothpick, like on the back side, to help keep it from moving around. Okay, but if you get really good at this and you wrap, you won't need to do that. Okay, all right. So looks pretty much shaped, pretty much finished. Now what we need to do is the links in between, which are just going to be jump rings. And to do those, we're just going to use another bit of that 20 gauge copper wire. And if you need to, again, you can always straighten it out before you start. And for that, we're going to use pretty much anything that's kind of dowel shaped. So look here, I've got a whole bunch of different things. So you can use a knitting needle, you can use a piece of wood, you can use a pencil. It just depends on how big you want your rings to be. So on this one, it's a little bit daintier, so without having the beads in it, so I think I'm going to use this smaller knitting needle. And just like before, I want to start by making a little bit of a folded over piece so that I can kind of hang on to it, and then I'm going to start to wrap it around. So it's almost exactly the same technique as the wrapping that we were doing on the bracelet, and you just kind of keep doing that, but keep it as tight and as close together as you can, just like you were doing before. And you just keep doing that until you get all the way to the very end. And notice I'm pushing it with my thumb. I've got calluses. If it doesn't work for you, you can also, switch to one of your pliers to kind of press the end down and around. I'm going to squeeze that together, and I'm going to go ahead and do this side too, if I can get a good enough grip on it. Okay, and then slide that off. And of course, you've got all these rings. What I'm going to do is take my flat pliers, and I'm going to put the flat side right up against where the end of that is, and I'm going to cut through maybe 2, and it's going to create 2 jump rings. Don't try and cut through all of it at one time. It really doesn't work very well, and of course you can only go as far as what the pliers will fit inside there anyway. And so I'm making jump rings. Just make sure again that you always line it up with where you last cut so that your ring closes completely. And always keep it covered. And also, as you're keeping it covered, make sure that you're keeping it away from your skin so you don't cut the inside of your hand if you do that. So don't get too close.